just you and me now, Megatron.
Folks, welcome back to Magnus's Loot Crate. I am your host, as always, Magnus Deacon. Folks, this is one that I wasn't too sure about at first, but folks, I think it's definitely worth reviewing, even if I am a little late to the party. Folks, here we have Transform Element TE-01 OP Leader. Folks, I don't think there's much to say about this. This is Optimus Prime. I think it's time we go ahead and take him out of the box and just dive right into it. So taking a look at the bot mode for Transform Elements TE-01 OP Leader, I have to admit, he is a pretty decent looking bot. He's got that same trend that I'm not fond of just Optimus Prime figures without the trailer. Although I can't really complain about that too much because, well, let's face it, it would be nice if they made a trailer for him, but I don't think too many people are going to display him in truck mode, although that is a possibility for ones like MP44's Optimus Prime. But still, this is a decent looking bot. If you're going to put him on your shelf and just display him in bot mode, he is not a bad looking piece of equipment. So now that we've taken a look at the bot mode turntable, let's take a look at a few close-ups before we take a look at that axe hand. So here we go with some new close-up shots. I'm not really that good at this yet, but folks, I think this gives a better idea. So this is going to be a new addition to Magnus's Loot Crate reviews, and I hope you enjoy them. Alright, now let's take a look at his axe hand.
You destroy everything you touch, Megatron!
So folks, in the interest of stock standard Optimus Prime equipment, here he is with his axe hand. I'm pretty sure we're all familiar with the fact by now that every Optimus Prime figure has to have this. There's just no question about that in my mind whatsoever. That's just been Optimus Prime as long as Optimus Primes can be remembered. So folks, there he is with his axe hand. You know what, let's go ahead and take a little bit more of a close-up look at some of the shots I took, just to get a little closer, give you a look at it. So there he is, folks, with his axe hand, some close-up shots of that. Now let's go ahead and get a little more up close and personal. So folks, you think I would be used to this by now because Fans Toys does it to me all the time, but this is a first from another company. There's your clamshell. It's pretty, but you can't see through it. It's got their Transform Element logo all nice and stamped into it, but it doesn't do anything for the turntable. I mean, I could sit there and yammer on about how pretty it is for 5 minutes, but you guys don't want to see that. Now, folks, I was kind of surprised. This Transform Element OP Leader is pretty bog standard as far as Optimus Primes go, because there's two things you can kind of always count on with Optimus Prime. Either he's going to have a boatload of accessories, or he's just going to have like 2 or 3. This one falls into the latter category. For those of you who, I have seen people talk about how, oh my god, why does MP44 have so many accessories? Folks, I think this one might be for you, because first accessory I got to talk about is these 2 small screws. And my favorite accessory anybody can send with any bot, screwdriver. Now folks, I already reviewed Speedstar, and OP Leader actually does have a set of instructions. I think it's because his transformation's harder, but don't mind me on that one. I don't see any trading cards in here. Either they just don't have one or they just left it out. That could be me, but I could do with or without the trading cards. Of course, You've got the Energon axe as you saw on the turntable. You got that big old gun of his, and it looks like, whew, this one's got batteries in it. Hey now! Of course, how do you have a truck without a fifth wheel? For those of you who had no idea what these were called, that's a fifth wheel. That's how a truck hooks up to the trailer. I know a lot of you probably already know that, but that's my line of work. That's my bread and butter. It also comes with a secondary head. I don't know what the differences are. I'll have to compare and contrast them. But folks, now the pièce de résistance. OP leader himself. But that is a nice hefty bot. I do like this guy, and of course I haven't looked, so you guys are going to get to find out with me. But Matrix of Leadership, I don't think there's any Optimus Prime figure that ever comes without that. I do like, the way this guy looks so far. I'm gonna tell you, I've seen enough videos, and I haven't done it yet, but I'm pretty sure when I transform him it's gonna be a pain in the hind end because I've seen videos. But otherwise, folks, that is a gorgeous looking Optimus Prime. I'm digging this dude so far. I like his posability. He's got all kinds of nice treats and tricks to him. So folks, what are we waiting for? Let's transform him up and take a look at that truck mode.
Let's roll.
Now folks, sometimes I hate being right. This is one of those times. Yes folks, his transformation to me was an absolute pain in the ass. I hate to admit to that. I'm sorry I have to say it, but folks, I have to admit the end result is definitely a beautiful truck mode. Now I probably don't have it all fitted together perfectly and properly, but I'm willing to forgive that because it still looks good. Now folks, this is definitely a good truck mode. I like the way it looks. It's a beautiful truck mode. You know what? Let's go ahead and take a look at some of those up close shots before we go. So there it is folks, the up close shots of the truck mode. This has been TE-01 Transform Element OP Leader. So folks, that is Transform Elements OP Leader. Folks, don't forget to check out the links in the description. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And folks, I will see you next time.
Has the Imperial Magistrate reached a verdict? I have.
Find these figures and more at the ShowZStore. Links in the description.